Mavzar is imperative that the sport continues to survive and thrive as it once was. Okay, Alexander Volkanovski is coming off of his last title win. He has back-to-back victories against Diego Lopez, and I think it's very important that we actually fight the number one contender. Okay, I think that someone like a Movsar Evloev absolutely deserves this, and this is setting the precedent back in the sport that we do respect those who win their fights, okay? Listen, do I even think Movsar is a top four-ish fighter in this division? Maybe top four? I do. I think he's right at number 4 or 5, okay? I think a lot of guys beat the Movsar that showed up and fought Lerone Murphy, okay? And to be fair, I actually thought it was an unpopular opinion at the time, but I think they actually scored the fight right. I thought Movsar won 3 rounds, but listen, Movsar has done anything and everything to deserve the shot. He is 20-0. Although I know every single fight he has won has been by decision, and I know he might not be the most entertaining fighter, and even when he decides to strike, it still looks pretty rough, okay? It's very important for the sport that we get the people who deserve the shots the most and not just turn into a stupid entertainment WWE style company. Okay? I remember this whenever that Lucas Tracy made a video, I think it was last July, about how Yair Rodriguez at the time might be getting the next title shot. It's funny how he hasn't even fought since then, but I remember the kind of like, oh my gosh, this can't be what's next. This can't be what's next. And I thought it was kind of inevitable at the time. I thought they might give it to Movsar, but I don't think Movsar deserved it. I don't think that they should have done the rematch with Lopez. Okay, I think Murphy should have got that shot. Volk should have beat Murphy. And then for his final kind of fight in the division, he should have fought Movsar so then he could go move up to 155 if he wanted. That's what... No. He should have fought Movsar and then he should have fought Gene Silva. But now I think Volk... I know this might sound crazy, but I think the next fight... this isn't crazy, but the next fight he loses, he needs to retire, okay? And I think he should be going for legacy at all costs. So what that means is he beats the number one contender, Movsar Evloev. Maybe he beats Aljo, or he beats Gene Silva. I think Gene Silva is the best fighter in the division, so I think Gene Silva is probably able to knock out Volk, especially another 12 months older Volk. And I also think that this fight needs to be made for the... I believe it's, September card. The September card. I don't think he's fighting in Philly. I think that's more Islam's spot. I would kind of be surprised, but I think the card after, I think that should be his card. He should be the main event wherever they're heading. Maybe you do it again in Australia, but they've already had one card. Probably going to be in Las Vegas. And I think it's just, I would lose respect for the sport. I used to say that if Gene Silva gets the title shot that I would quit watching, but that I would take 6 months off or whatever from the sport and kind of just pissed off. But honestly, not boring, but after letting kind of the emotions cool down, I kind of get it if Movsar doesn't get it. I think he does deserve it, but it's, honestly, I still agree with that. If we can't even get a guy like Movsar who deserves his shot, and instead we have to have a Barker Gene Silva go knock out our king, Alexander Volkanovski, what are we doing as a sport? Okay, it's not a sport anymore. Let's take off that label. Let's just call ourselves an entertainment company. I watched this clip from Dana White, and he was talking about he doesn't see the UFC as a career. Okay, pretty much what he said was, your job as a UFC fighter is to make as much money in the small amount of time that you're going to be able to be a fighter, get as famous as possible, and go from there. And honestly, that clears up a lot of what I think of Dana White and how he currently manages the UFC. Okay? He manages it like an entertainment company. He manages it like fighters aren't there to actually fight for the true love of the sport. Okay? And with that true love of the sport, you have fighters like Movsar who are an overall more boring fighter. But this is what they live for. Like a guy like Yuri doesn't care about the cameras. You know what I mean? It's nice. The money's nice, but especially like with them, with this like currency conversion, like Yuri's good. Yuri doesn't have to make any more money, okay? guys fight for the love of the sport. And I think I would kind of believe that Movsar is one of those guys. I think he's truly fighting because he loves to fight. And if we're just going to treat this like a stupid game, or we're not really searching for the best, instead we're searching for the most entertaining and the most entertaining style, what are we doing this for? Okay, guys put their life on the line. This shouldn't necessarily be for entertainment. We should be looking for who's the best against the best. And we're falling into the trap that boxing fell into, which I'm not really happy with. But going on to if this fight was actually made, I would take Volkanovski rather comfortably. I think he would be able to defend the takedowns. I don't think that Movsar would have anything for him on the feet. And I don't think Volk is getting taken down and blobbed. I just don't see that happening. If Islam, who was at a bigger weight class than him, wasn't able to take down and blob Volk is he's not getting blobbed by Movsar. Movsar is good on the ground. You clearly saw that in the third, fourth, and fifth round against Murphy, or the fourth and fifth round against Murphy, but yeah, I'm gonna take Movsar. I'm really excited for this fight kind of to be made. I think it's big enough that it can headline a card. But yeah, I'm excited for this fight, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you guys think that Silva should actually get the shot. I do strongly disagree, but yeah, see you guys later.